All right, so you're prepping for a solid waste operator interview.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. We're diving deep into RoleCatcher's career and interview guides
Okay.
to help you totally nail it.
Right.
They've got some great insights.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we'll touch on how their AI platform can be like a secret weapon in your prep.
Absolutely.
It's a role that's more crucial than people realize.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Not just about emptying bins.
Right.
It's about operating this complex machinery,
Uh-huh.
making sure things run smoothly at waste treatment facilities,
Mm-hmm.
keeping a close eye on pollution levels.
Definitely.
It's a lot more involved than most people think.
A lot more than people think.
And speaking of complex, let's jump right into some common interview questions.
Okay.
The guide has a bunch, and some are trickier than they appear, like this one. Describe your experience working with heavy machinery.
Oh, yeah.
Seems simple, but what are interviewers really getting at here?
Well, they want to see more than just a list of machines. They want to hear about your safety practices, your troubleshooting skills, your overall approach to handling powerful equipment responsibly.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever have to prevent a major issue?
Ooh, that's gold.
So instead of just saying, like, I've operated a bulldozer,
Right.
you'd want to say something like, during my 3 years operating bulldozers, I always did a pre-operation inspection according to our company's checklist. Once I noticed a loose track pad and immediately addressed it, preventing a potential derailment and ensuring everyone's safety.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That shows you're proactive, safety conscious, and understand the impact of potential problems.
And speaking of safety,
Yes.
the guide emphasizes how important it is in this role, especially when handling hazardous waste.
Right.
There's a question about that, too. How do you ensure you're following safety guidelines when handling hazardous waste?
Yeah.
This one feels like they're looking for very specific answers.
You're right. They want to see, your stuff.
So you could mention specific protocols you're familiar with,
Okay.
like using triple rinse containers for hazardous materials or following a lockout tagout procedures for equipment maintenance. Even mentioning something as detailed as knowing how to properly label waste containers shows you understand the seriousness of this work.
Right. It's about demonstrating that you're not just aware of the rules,
Yeah,
but that you, live and breathe them.
absolutely.
And that brings me to this next question, which is all about problem solving.
Okay.
Can you describe a time you had to troubleshoot a piece of equipment? These behavioral questions can be tricky
Yeah, they can.
because it's not just about knowing the answer.
Right.
It's about how you tell the story.
Exactly. Think about a time you had to think on your feet and use your knowledge to solve a problem,
Okay.
ideally related to waste management equipment. Did you have to figure out why a conveyor belt jammed?
Yeah.
Or maybe why a compactor wasn't functioning properly?
Okay, so let's say a hydraulic press at a recycling facility suddenly stops working.
Okay.
You'd want to walk the interviewer through your steps, right?
Huh.
Like first you check the power source. Then you inspect the hydraulic lines for leaks.
Right.
You want to mention any diagnostic tools you used, like a pressure gauge?
That's it.
Yeah.
Show them your logical approach.
Mm-hmm.
Did you consult the equipment manual?
Okay.
Did you have to call a vendor for technical support?
Right.
This is where you can highlight your resourcefulness and your commitment to getting things back on track.
And the way you structure your answer matters too, right?
Absolutely.
It's not just about spitting out facts. It's about creating a compelling narrative.
A clear beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
Start by describing the problem, then outline the steps you took,
Right.
and finally emphasize the positive outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Did you manage to fix the equipment yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Did your actions minimize downtime? That's
Okay.
what they want to hear.
I see RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze job description
That's
and give feedback on your answers, suggesting ways to tailor them to highlight specific skills.
exactly.
That seems incredibly helpful,
It is.
especially with these behavioral questions where it's all about how you present your experience.
That's right. It's like having a coach who knows exactly what each employer is looking for,
Wow.
helping you fine-tune your responses to make the biggest impact.
Yeah,
You're not just guessing, you're strategically showcasing your abilities.
that's amazing. Okay, before we move on to more questions, the guide also touches on the different stages of a solid waste operator career.
Okay.
It's interesting to see how the responsibilities and skills change as you progress from entry-level to senior operator roles.
Yeah.
It's not just about climbing a ladder. It's about expanding your skill set in really interesting ways.
Right. You start by mastering the basics, operating equipment, following safety
All
protocols,
right.
understanding waste processing methods.
Yeah.
As you gain experience, you might move into training new hires, ensuring compliance with regulations, maybe even contributing to the design or implementation of new waste management systems.
It's cool how the guide paints a picture of this job as a springboard into a constantly evolving field. You're not just learning a set of skills, you're embarking on a journey of continuous learning and growth.
That's right.
But let's get back to those interview questions.
Okay.
There are a few more that focus on handling those tricky situations that inevitably come up in this line of work.
Right.
We'll dive into those right after a quick break.
Sounds good. So this next one is all about dealing with those sometimes frustrating interactions.
Oh, yeah.
How would you handle a difficult customer situation? You're going to be interacting with the public a lot, so they want to know you can keep your cool.
It's inevitable, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to encounter folks who are upset, maybe confused about recycling guidelines,
Right.
or their bin wasn't collected. What's the key to navigating these situations effectively?
It all starts with empathy
Oh,
and active listening. Let the customer know you understand their frustration
right.
once you've heard them out.
Yeah.
Try to get to the root of the issue.
Okay.
Are they confused about what can be recycled? Did a recent storm disrupt their collection schedule?
So it's not about arguing or getting defensive.
Right.
It's about being a problem solver.
Exactly.
Okay.
Once you've identified the problem,
Yeah.
you can offer a solution.
Right.
Maybe it's arranging a special pickup, providing clear information about recycling guidelines, or simply explaining the situation calmly and respectfully.
The guide also mentions the importance of documenting these interactions.
Yeah.
Is that a good point to bring up in the interview?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mentioning that you document the interaction,
Yeah.
including the customer's concerns and the resolution, shows you're thorough and prioritize clear communication. It also helps protect both you and the company
Okay.
if there are any follow-up issues.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about being professional and creating a record of how you handled the situation.
Exactly.
Okay, let's shift gears to a more technical question.
Okay.
Can you explain the process of hazardous waste disposal? This one definitely requires some specific knowledge.
It does. You want to show the interviewer that you understand this isn't just about tossing things in a landfill.
Right.
Start by defining hazardous waste,
Okay.
then outline the steps involved, from identifying and classifying the waste to packaging, labeling, transportation, and ultimately treatment or disposal at a permitted facility.
And it's crucial to emphasize safety precautions throughout the process, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can mention using appropriate personal protective equipment,
Right.
like gloves, respirators, or protective suits,
Right.
depending on the type of waste.
Right.
Also, highlight your knowledge of emergency procedures,
Okay.
like what to do in case of a spill or exposure.
It's about demonstrating that you're not just knowledgeable,
Right.
but also safety conscious, which is critical in this line of work.
Yeah.
I remember RoleCatcher's AI platform can analyze job descriptions
Yes.
and actually suggest talking points based on the specific role.
Mm-hmm.
That seems incredibly helpful for tailoring your responses,
It is.
especially for a question like this where the level of detail can vary depending on the job.
That's right. For example, if the job description mentions handling medical waste,
Okay.
the AI might suggest you familiarize yourself with specific regulations like the OSHA bloodborne pathogens standard.
Okay.
It helps you focus on the information that's most relevant to the job you're applying for.
Okay. This next question is interesting.
All right.
How do you ensure you're following environmental regulations when disposing of waste? It seems similar to the hazardous waste question,
Yeah.
but it's broader in scope.
It is. Here they're looking at your overall commitment to environmental responsibility.
Okay.
You could talk about your understanding of the waste hierarchy, reduce, reuse, recycle,
Right.
and lastly, dispose.
Yeah.
Mention specific examples of how you've implemented these principles in previous roles.
For example, if you worked at a construction site,
Yeah.
you could talk about how you helped set up a system for separating recyclable materials like metal, wood, and concrete.
Exactly. Or maybe you implemented a composting program for organic waste.
Okay.
These examples show you're proactive and passionate about minimizing environmental impact, which is increasingly important in this field.
This next question is all about staying organized and on top of things.
Okay.
How do you prioritize your workload when dealing with multiple waste disposal requests? Time management is a crucial skill in any job,
It is.
but especially when you're dealing with tight schedules and potentially hazardous materials.
Absolutely. Describe your system for prioritizing tasks.
Okay.
Do you use a specific framework like the Eisenhower matrix,
Hmm.
which helps categorize tasks by urgency and importance?
Right.
Or maybe you rely on a detailed to-do list or a scheduling app.
Whatever your method, the key is to provide specific examples of how you've successfully managed competing demands.
Right.
For instance, you could say, I once had to handle a rush request for a biohazard waste pickup while also completing my regular route. I prioritized the biohazard pickup due to its time sensitivity and potential safety risk,
Yeah.
communicated the delay to my other clients, and adjusted my schedule accordingly to ensure all pickups were completed safely and efficiently.
Perfect. That shows you can think critically, make sound decisions under pressure,
Okay.
and communicate effectively.
Now, before we wrap up, there are a few questions that focus on your personal qualities and work ethic.
Okay.
Let's tackle one more before we move on to career insights and the bigger picture of where this role can lead.
All right.
How about this one? How do you stay up to date with industry regulations and changes? It's a field that's constantly evolving, so demonstrating that you're committed to continuous learning is key.
Absolutely. This is your chance to highlight your proactive approach to professional development. Mention specific publications or websites you follow, like Waste 360 or the EPA's website.
You could also talk about any professional organizations you belong to, like the National Solid Waste Management Association, or any relevant training courses or certifications you've completed or are pursuing.
Right. And if the company you're interviewing with has any specific sustainability initiatives or areas of expertise,
Okay.
tailor your answer to those. Did they win an award for their innovative composting program?
Yeah.
Mention that you read about it and are impressed by their commitment to environmental stewardship.
Right.
This shows you've done your research and are genuinely interested in their work.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground with these interview questions.
We have.
We've tackled technical questions, behavioral questions, and even those that delve into your personal qualities. But now let's shift gears and talk about the bigger picture.
Okay.
Where can this role take you?
Yeah.
What kind of career path can you build in the field of waste management? And how can RoleCatcher help you navigate that journey? We'll explore all of that right after we take a quick look at some of the career insights from the guide.
Sounds good.
We just dove deep into some common solid waste operator interview questions.
Right.
And now it's time to zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This job isn't just a job. It's a stepping stone to a dynamic career path.
It is.
What insights did you find in the RoleCatcher Career Guide
Okay.
about where this role can lead?
Well, the guide does a great job of outlining the different stages of a solid waste operator career.
Okay.
You can start with an entry-level position, maybe assisting with collections, learning equipment operation, and getting a handle on all the safety protocols.
Right. So you're building a strong foundation,
Yeah.
but it doesn't stop there.
Right.
What are some of the steps up the ladder?
From there, you can move into a junior operator role, taking on more responsibility for equipment maintenance, monitoring pollution levels, maybe even training new hires.
Right.
The guide highlights how these responsibilities grow as you progress.
What stood out to me was how senior operators can end up overseeing entire waste treatment facilities, developing waste management plans, and working with regulatory agencies. That's a long way from just emptying bins.
It is, and that's what makes this field so exciting.
Yeah.
It offers real opportunities for growth and advancement.
Yeah.
You're not just acquiring a skill set, you're constantly learning and expanding your expertise.
Plus, the guide mentions the possibility of branching out.
Yes.
Maybe starting your own waste management consulting business or working for a specialized waste treatment company.
Right.
It's like this job opens up a whole world of possibilities.
Exactly. And let's not forget the increasing importance of sustainability and environmental protection. The demand for skilled waste management professionals is only going to grow as these issues become more prominent.
Yeah.
This isn't just a job.
Right.
It's a chance to make a real difference.
You're choosing a field that's both in demand and helps protect our planet.
Right.
Talk about a win-win.
Absolutely.
Speaking of opportunities, I know RoleCatcher isn't just about helping you nail the interview.
Right.
It's about providing resources for your entire career journey.
That's right. Their career guides, skill guides, and even their employer database can help you identify opportunities,
Okay.
develop your skills, and connect with the right people at any stage of your career.
It's like having a personalized career advisor in your pocket, guiding you toward your goals.
Exactly.
Okay, before we wrap up, there's one more thing I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
The guide mentions advancements in waste management technology,
Uh-huh.
AI data analytics, new treatment methods.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
What kind of impact do you think these innovations will have on the role of a solid waste operator?
It's fascinating to think about.
Yeah.
Imagine a future where robots sort through waste.
Okay.
Drones monitor landfills for emissions,
Right?
and AI optimizes collection routes for efficiency. The role of a solid waste operator is going to become even more high-tech, requiring new skills and a deeper understanding of these technologies.
So it's not just about learning the ropes today, it's about being prepared for the challenges and opportunities of tomorrow.
Exactly. And that's what makes this career path so dynamic.
Yeah.
You're not just managing waste, you're shaping the future of a vital industry.
Right.
With the right preparation and a commitment to continuous learning, the sky's the limit.
Well, there you have it. We've walked through some tough interview questions,
We have.
explored the career path, and even peeked into the future of waste management.
Yeah.
Remember, preparation is key to acing that interview. You've got the knowledge, the skills, and now thanks to RoleCatcher and this deep dive, you've got the insights to really shine.
Absolutely.
Good luck, and remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way.